published in various journals around the world. Winged birds of time fly on, flying to the rising sun and turning back at dusk. A long journey it seems to reach back at standing point. Winged birds, time's creature, fly on. I that am forever still know of no journey start, no end, no flight. You outspanning wings, measuring the sky, swift and slow, slow and swift, smiling at the wingless snail, treasuring earth, both in song or dirt, in motion bound. I that am forever still, of no measure, no motion, neither doings, undoing, bewildered you in your wingedness, the wingless too, chained by grooves of motions, air and earth, tossed and twirled and set afire, seemingly so near, to fly on, to prod on, through many a life and birth. I that am forever still know of no air, no earth, no life, no death, still ever new. The portrait, the only copy I've got of it. Put it back in the on the new book that will come out will be called The Soul Whisper. And these are the whisperings of the soul. My latest book, have you shown it to our friends there? And you've got copies there? Whoever want to buy them? Because we've got to pay the printers and we know what it all means. No profits are to be made, but you can buy more. Then one copy if you wish to send as a Christmas gift to your friends or whoever. brought with you? 100? Sure. You sell the 100 here. I'll autograph every copy for you to send to your friends. One for you, of course, but as a Christmas gift, it would make a very fine gift to your friends. So take what you want. Good. What shall we talk about tonight?
So, two people have a question that seems related, so they're each going to read their question, one after the other. Sudhir and then Sujit.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Okay.
You understand, darling. Come close to my heart.
Okay. Beloved Guruji, what is pain and why is it a component of deep love and compassion?
Why is pain?
What is pain and why is it a component of deep love and compassion?
Beautiful. Let's use yours as well, Sujay.
Okay. It's kind of answering a riddle.
Mm-hmm.
What is the meaning of the following? O thou sweet agony, crucify me upon the cross of love, and with these tears shall be known the joy of creation's bliss.
Very profound. I'll answer the question in one talk. The first question meant, why should there be pain and deep agony involved in the pain? Now ask this question in turn, that why is pain involved in agony and desperation? Is it not just but a conceptual thing? And what do you mean by deep pain? There is no such thing as pain at all. Because pain being conceptual, where is the reality of it? Because any conceptualness does not contain reality. It is an experience of the mind that is conditioned to the acceptance of pain, and therefore it is the mind that receives the pain. So what do we do? You remove the mind. And when I say removing the mind, you remove the conceptuality, where, as in Zen, there is no mind. And when there is no mind, it will not feel the pains my daughter talked of. My mind does not feel any pain because I'm removed from the mind. I've risen above the mind. So what the mind in its natural state would suffer, I do not suffer because I'm the observer of the mind. The mind is made up of conceptualizations, and conceptualizations are none else than patternings which we personally have created in the mind. No. This was a natural process in day-to-day living. But if you can go beyond this process, you can stand above it and observe it, so that the previous patternings and conceptualizations of the mind do not affect. What is there is there. You cannot destroy it, but you can definitely rise above it. And by rising above it, becoming the observer, you can see it in its true value. And the true value is beyond it. For the inner workings of the mind, working in its own values, are mixed up in their own emotions, and they do not know the true value of it. They are involved in it, yes, but they do not know the true value of it. Don't cry, my daughter. Nothing is lost. And the mind itself cannot not know the true value of itself. The mind only evaluates itself according to its own values. Just step one step aside in your spiritual practices and watch it. And you will find that all those thoughts of the mind are totally valueless. They are valueless because they do not bring happiness to us. But if you step one side aside and observe it, you will see the futility of the workings of the mind, and in that very observance you will say, this is rubbish, for I, the observer, the real me, is happy. These are the realizations man has to understand. Man, woman, of course. I'm using it as a general term. When this is understood, you could put the mind aside. And no psychologist or psychiatrist can teach you this. Do not analyze the mind, for you become more and more involved in the mind by the process of analysis. but stand apart for a moment and observe the mind's functioning. And you will realize and recognize how false it is. Because your mind is nothing else but a conditioning of previous patternings, which creates the thought forms existing there. Now, is it not natural to think that you are made up of those thought forms? You are dwelling within these thought forms. And you can't find the doorway. From this pattern. And if you can't find the doorway, jump through the roof. And look at those thought patterns. And you will realize that 99% of it are just manufactured by your mind. You have one impression, and the one impression leads to a second impression, and a second to the third. Like that, it multiplies. And that is why you suffer. Each and every one of you think you are sane, but I am telling you this now, that you are insane. You suffer from some kind of neurosis or psychosis, or some kind of scatology. In other words, it means you're shittified. Now, the way I think you guys will have to give me $1,000 each for the American Meditation Society, for this psychological therapy I'm putting you through in a group. Don't do it, please. I'm joking. You know that. So, my beloved scatologists, I tell you this. There is only one way out, and it is to rise above through your spiritual and meditational practices and observe yourself and get rid of all the scatology. There's a lot of total paper around. Get away from scatology, or the simpler word would be shitology. And wipe your bloomin' asses. And become sound. And becoming sound, your mental diarrhea will disappear. Can you show me anyone who has not got mental diarrhea? Is that what you call it in American language? Diarrhea. Yeah. Mental shitting. And you will get rid of that. And you will feel so much comfortable within yourself, which will help you to lead you to further and further spiritual progress, to make you know yourself, to make you know the divinity within yourself. So why go through all these illnesses, scatology and mental diarrhea and all this business when there's a direct path through your spiritual practices and medical practices to reach the great binder that will not give you abdominal diarrhea and neither mental diarrhea. is so simple. So simple. And the resources are so ample. But fools that you are, amplify your diarrhea. Instead of going to the cause of problems, which is ample. So on the one side you amplify your problems. Shift away and go to the ample source that gives you the cure. It is simple, Babita. So simple. There was this man who was suffering from diarrhea, constipation, sorry. There was this man that was suffering from constipation for so many years. The doctors gave him so many remedies that could not help him. He just couldn't have a proper poo. So one day he heard about me and came to me. And he asked me, Guruji, I've been to so many specialists and I suffer of constipation and I cannot shit. What shall I do? And do you know what I prescribed to him? So I tell him, he's trying to reach it. Thank you, dear. You're so kind. So, I said, stop all your medication. And I gave him a teaspoon. I said, put it up your backside. And phone me tomorrow if you had a good shit or not. Say, phone me the next morning. And he said he had one of the greatest shits in his life for many, many months. His problem, as I analyzed it, was that he had a fibrosis, fibrosis condition.
Fried foods.
No, fibrosis.
Well, fibrosis.
Fibrosis. And when he did that for 7 days, all the fibrotic growth was scraped away. Right. And after that, he could have his normal shits. Yes, I know one lady here in the hall. I would not mention names. That 20 operations to cure her condition, and I did it with a teaspoon in 7 days. Now, the point of the story is this. The point of the story is this, that people's troubles can be rid of so quickly. And yet they go through so many years of suffering. It is not necessary. I hope you get my point. My point is not as sharp as a pen. But it is blunt and rounded. So it would not hurt you. Oh, well. It's well. You see, if your pen
Uh-oh, you better be careful.
is not so sharp and penetrated in any part of your body, it could hurt. But if it is round and soft, it will not hurt you. It will be comfortable to feel the softness within the softness. Hmm? Well, guys, I think I've talked to more than hour and a half, I think. You know, that's the time it takes me to make love. An hour and a half to work up my lady, and an hour and a half to bring her to a climax. And an hour and a half to bring her down from the climax into her natural self again. So hour and a half, an hour and a half, an hour and a half. How many hours is that?
45 minutes.
No. 45 and 45 is 90 and 45 is how much? No. 4.5 hours. Don't befuddle me, I know. Now, it's a fun night tonight, okay. Now, if you cannot spend 4.5 hours with your beloved, your wife, then you're wasting your time. What? You take 45 minutes to prepare her. You take 45 minutes to do your doodads. And you take 45 minutes to calm her down to a natural self again. It's a 4.5 hour job. So I would recommend, instead of poof, 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 and turning your back, that's not lovemaking. Because if you love your spouse, your wife, you give her the greatest satisfaction possible. For her satisfaction would be your satisfaction. Always. Who would like to make love to your wife? And leave her hanging in the air? Rubbish. You want to climb into the air with her and descend with her together. And then, what a beautiful sleep. Where's my sitar someone brought? Someone get it, and I'll give you a quick one. Sitar. Is someone gonna for my sitar? Right, prayer went. I'll give you a short recital because by 11 we shall call it a day. Because I had a long day today. I saw some forms lying around there somewhere.
There's a couple of forms in the room to get markers for people.
Yeah, I've got to do that tonight. Okay. Yeah, I've got to work on that tonight too. Right, we'll do that tonight. But just for a 15-minute sitar recital would be good enough. So we'll have to wait for Priya. You're looking so lovely, Babita. Oh, thank you, darling. Look, we believe in the three L's, as you know. Life, love, and laughter. And we take everything in good humor. And why not? Yes. Have a laugh at life. Why not? Now, how long is that woman taking?
2 hours. Women take a long time. They take a lot longer.
Women pee faster than men. Remember that always.
Yeah, right.
I'll have to sit there because I won't be able to put it on my lap, my darling. Okay. This is not the kind of sitar I'm used to.
These strings here. Right, well.
But we'll make the best what we have in hand. Ah, thank you, darling.
Why don't you sit on this
Okay, as you say, dear. You want to rest my ass. Thank you. Do you want a slow raga or a fast one? Shut up. shall call this the Villa Redeemer Raga. Where's that thing? Well, Ravi Shankar used to call me his master. We used to play together. We've got 2 minutes left there now. Has anyone got a coin or something there?
No, sorry, nobody's got a question.
There's one right there.
Okay, fine. I'll return it back to you.
Keep the change.
To get my half turns in. And quarter turns. This is sad. Her husband has died. And she's mourning. I want to give an example of it. So if in America we could buy a sitar, this one was borrowed from someone. You did that.
Terry did.
Terry did, yeah. If we could have our own just a key. You know, here in America, I can't travel around with all these things. And a set of tablas, two little drums. And we can always have our musical evenings and fun and enjoyment. Why not? It doesn't cost much, it costs tuppence. You have come today and you will go tomorrow. Kal tu hi jayegi, kabhi na bhule na mere dil, and do not forget my heart. Is dil tere saath aayegi. Do not forget my heart, because my heart will be accompanying you. Tu paँव पर चलोगी, you'll be walking on your feet. On the ground. लेकिन मैं तेरे दिल में चलोगा, but I will be walking in your heart. So even if I do not have feet to walk on, for I know your heart will carry me. This is called the magic of love, the miracle of love. When I can walk with you in your heart without having any feet. That is the miracle of love. So, it's 11:30, darlings. And what time does course start tomorrow? At 11. Yeah. Yeah, so I suppose we'll call it a night. Nice to have been